Mason Cole gripped his daughter Lucy's tiny hand as they walked down the busy street. The autumn wind rustled through the trees, sending leaves dancing around their feet. At 35, his weathered face and kind eyes told stories of both joy and hardship. Just ahead, outside an elegant boutique, three men in dark suits cornered a young woman. Their aggressive stance and harsh voices made Lucy squeeze her father's hand tighter. The woman, dressed in a cream sweater and pencil skirt, clutched her designer bag close. "Miss Bennett, you need to explain these transactions," one man demanded. Stepping closer to her, Mason's protective instincts kicked in. Without hesitation, he moved forward, positioning himself between the woman and the debt collectors. Lucy stayed safely behind him. "Is there a problem here?" Mason's voice was firm but calm. The woman looked up, her green eyes meeting his brown ones. Something about her seemed familiar, though he knew they had never met. "This is a private matter," the tallest collector said. "Miss Bennett has some irregularities with her accounts." The woman, who Mason now realized was Olivia Bennett, reached into her bag with trembling hands and pulled out a black credit card. "Everything is legitimate. See?" When she held out the card, Mason froze. There, embossed in silver letters, was his name, Mason Cole. The collector stepped back, confused. Mason was equally puzzled, but he didn't show it. Instead, he stood his ground. Using his presence to shield both Olivia and Lucy, "I suggest you verify the accounts back at your office," Mason said quietly. "And next time, pick on someone else." The men retreated, leaving Mason facing a stranger who somehow carried his name in her wallet. Lucy peeked around his leg, curiosity replacing her fear, while Olivia Bennett stared at him with a mixture of gratitude and wonder. 2 weeks before their chance encounter, Olivia Bennett sat in her modern apartment, staring at the new credit card that arrived in her mail. The black card gleamed under her living room lights, but something was wrong. Instead of her name, it displayed Mason Cole in sleek silver letters. Her first instinct was to call the bank. After 30 minutes of being transferred between departments, she learned about a system merger error. While they worked to fix it, she discovered the card was linked to both their accounts. The bank representative mentioned Mason's address, a modest house across town. Curiosity got the better of her. One afternoon, Olivia drove past his house. She saw a man playing catch with a small girl in the front yard. Their laughter carried across the quiet street. But she noticed how the man's smile didn't quite reach his eyes. At work the next day, Olivia overheard her assistant talking about a local fundraiser for children with medical needs. One name caught her attention: Lucy Cole, an 8-year-old girl fighting a rare blood condition. The same little girl she had seen playing catch. Through careful questions at the fundraiser organization, Olivia learned more. Mason Cole had lost his wife Claire to cancer 3 years ago. Now he worked 2 jobs to cover Lucy's medical bills, refusing to give up hope for her treatment. Meanwhile, Mason noticed something odd in his accounts. Anonymous donations appeared at Lucy's treatment center, covering expenses he had been struggling to pay. The timing aligned perfectly with his daughter's appointments. Each time he questioned the clinic, they simply said the payments were properly processed. One evening, as Mason reviewed his bills at the kitchen table, Lucy walked in, clutching her favorite stuffed rabbit. "Dad, can we get ice cream tomorrow after my treatment?" Mason looked at his daughter, her pale face still showing her bright spirit. Thanks to the mysterious payments, he could now afford small luxuries like ice cream. "Sure, sweetheart. Whatever you want." That night across town, Olivia sat with her own banking statements, a small smile on her face. The system error that linked their accounts felt less like a mistake and more like fate. She knew she should report it, but something made her wait. In her heart, she felt connected to this family she had never properly met, watching over them through an accidental financial bond that seemed anything but random. After the incident with the debt collectors, Mason and Olivia sat in a quiet coffee shop near her boutique. Lucy was at school, and the morning sun streamed through the windows, warming their table. "I should explain about the card," Olivia said, wrapping her hands around her coffee cup. She told him about the banking error and how she discovered his story. Mason listened, his expression shifting from confusion to understanding. "The medical bill payments," he said softly. That was you? Olivia nodded, watching his face carefully. I hope you're not angry. I just wanted to help. Mason struggled with his feelings. His pride wanted to refuse the help, but when he thought of Lucy's smiling face after each treatment, he couldn't be upset. Thank you, he finally said. But I need to pay you back. Have coffee with me again, Olivia suggested. That would be payment enough. They began meeting regularly. Sometimes for coffee, sometimes for lunch. Mason learned that Olivia built her boutique from scratch, defying her wealthy family's expectations. Olivia discovered Mason worked as a high school teacher by day and did accounting work at night to make ends meet. One afternoon, while they walked through the park, Mason shared stories about Claire, Lucy's mother. Olivia listened with genuine interest, never trying to replace those memories, but adding her own warmth to their lives. Lucy asks about you, Mason admitted. She calls you the pretty lady with the magic card. Olivia laughed, the sound carrying across the park. Magic card. I like that. Would you like to join us for dinner sometime? Mason asked. Lucy would love it, and so would I. Before Olivia could answer, her phone rang. It was her father, demanding she attend another high society event with a suitable date he had chosen. Looking at Mason, Olivia made her choice. She declined her father's request. I'd love to have dinner with you and Lucy, she told Mason, putting her phone away. Actually, I'd love that more than anything. Mason reached for her hand. When their fingers intertwined, both felt the spark they had been trying to ignore. The banking error that brought them together no longer seemed important. They had found something far more valuable than any credit card could buy. Lucy sat on a park bench next to Olivia, sharing a rainbow popsicle, while Mason bought them hot dogs from a nearby vendor. The little girl's health had improved noticeably over the past month, her cheeks showing more color. Can you braid my hair like yours? Lucy asked, admiring Olivia's neat French braid. Without hesitation, Olivia turned Lucy around gently and began weaving her blonde strands into a perfect plait. Mason watched from the hot dog stand, his heart warming at the sight. He hadn't seen Lucy this happy since before Claire passed away. The sound of his daughter's genuine laughter filled the park. That evening, during Lucy's bedtime, she made an unexpected request. Dad, can Olivia come to my school play next week? I'm playing a sunflower. Before Mason could answer, his phone buzzed. It was a text from Olivia's father, demanding a meeting. The next day, Mason found himself sitting in an imposing office facing Richard Bennett, Olivia's father. My daughter deserves someone from our social circle, Richard declared, sliding a check across his mahogany desk. Name your price to step away. Mason stood up, leaving the check untouched. Sir, with all respect, Olivia isn't a business deal, and Lucy isn't looking for your money. She's found something more valuable. A friend. Meanwhile, Olivia faced her mother at their family estate. He's a teacher, darling, her mother sighed. What will people say? They'll say I'm happy, Olivia replied firmly. Mason and Lucy make me happier than all the social events and arranged dates ever have. Later that week, at Lucy's school play, Olivia sat in the front row beside Mason. Lucy beamed from the stage in her sunflower costume, waving excitedly. In the back of the auditorium, Richard and Patricia Bennett watched silently. Having come at Lucy's invitation, as Lucy delivered her lines perfectly, Olivia reached for Mason's hand. From their seats, her parents saw something they hadn't expected, their daughter's genuine smile. The same smile she wore in childhood photos, for society expectations dimmed it. After the play, Lucy ran to hug both Mason and Olivia. Richard Bennett watched his daughter catch the little girl, her eyes shining with joy. For the first time, he wondered if perhaps his daughter had made the right choice after all. Inside the bank, Mason and Olivia stood ready to fix the credit card mix-up. But instead of signing the separation papers, Mason knelt down and pulled out a ring. Lucy rushed forward with her handmade paper flower, her eyes bright with hope. Will you marry us? Mason asked, as Lucy held out her flower to Olivia. Olivia said yes through happy tears, embracing them both. The bank manager smiled and brought out new papers for their joint account. Their garden wedding was perfect. Lucy carried the rings while wearing her favorite blue dress. During their vows, she stood between them, making their family complete. At the reception, Mason gave Olivia their new black card with both names on it. "Now it's really magic," Lucy said, touching the card gently as they danced under the stars. Mason whispered, "Pick on someone else." "Never," Olivia replied. "I found my perfect family."